What up, Depth Chart? It's your boy, young broadcaster Jared Young, here on the set of the 2 Point Perspective with my co host, Miles on the mic, Miles Sweeney. We got the John Father behind the camera. Thank you so much, John. And today's episode is brought to you by Draft Day Lies, because every year someone says, "This is my year," and every year it is absolutely not. Draft Day Lies, building false confidence since 2003.
We have the most positive sponsorships, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
It's,
and they're
always-
all definitely 100% real. So
Oh,
please,
yeah.
please believe.
They're all very real.
Yeah, please believe
100%.
it every time that I lay one out there.
Not everyone can be a Boston Celtic fan and have the most
Well,
championships to ever exist. And
You know, Miles, it's a hard life for other fans, but not for me.
you're looking at one right now. It's a hard life.
Well, I mean, you guys got close a couple of years ago.
Yeah, don't remind me of that. Suns 2021.
It's got to be better to be a Suns fan than a Cardinals fan, though, right?
Yes. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
But still no championships in that sport either. So
Don't you worry, Miles.
just more
You
appearances.
never will either, so don't
I
worry.
know,
Yeah, don't even worry
exactly.
about it.
I told you,
if
man.
you just give up hope now, then you'll never have to worry about feeling hurt.
What's the fun in that? I kind of like being hurt. I like the toxic relationships I have.
Well, it wouldn't be as fun for me either, because then I wouldn't get to rip on you as much.
But the day it does happen, I'm gonna be like crying in your arms. I'm gonna be so happy.
In my arms.
Yeah, in like anyone's arms that knows that I'm an Arizona fan.
I'll hold you tight, Miles.
Good.
I'll hold you tight.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We're gonna hop right into our dual threat bet. If you guys remember, we had our punishment for the dual threat bet that happened on Sunday. I ran the beer mile. It was horrific. It was not a good time. But you know what? I think I did a lot better than I thought I was going
You
to.
did very well.
Yeah, I made it
Mhm.
through at least 3 beers before Heineken Light Zeros.
Yeah, diet.
Diet. Yeah, you're right. Diet Heineken Light Zeros before I puked. So that's not too bad.
Well, and we kept saying leading up to it, we thought you were gonna puke after the first beer
Oh,
before
yeah.
you even started running.
Right.
I know I would have, but
it was brutal at one point. So after like the second beer, I'm running up the hill, and you had given me. We pulled up to like the first checkpoint, and you're like, "Hey, they want to see the Jared point of view," and I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah." Like I'm feeling good. I had just crushed this first quarter mile. I was feeling really good.
good pace.
And
Yeah.
then I drank that. I agreed to that before I drank the second beer, and I drank the second beer, and I was like, "Oh, this is immediately a mistake." Like, and you can see my face in the video. Like, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
trying to hold it together, like trying to not puke because I obviously have the POV in hand. And we got to the second checkpoint, the third beer, and I was like, "No, here, Miles, you're taking this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not doing this again."
Despite all that, you still had good commentary during that.
It was pretty good. If you guys watched, yeah, it was pretty good. I let one rip. I let a belch rip, and that
Oh, yeah.
honestly that saved me, because that second and third quarter mile was all uphill.
Yeah.
And at one point I was like, I I was almost just like bouncing just to almost give the illusion of running, because it was getting so rough. But yeah, it was not fun. I learned my lesson, Miles. I won't be losing any more dual threat bets if I have anything to say about it.
Some lessons need to be learned twice for it to stick. So season 2, I'm gonna catch that dub again.
Are
Even
you?
though
Because
Jamal Murray didn't help me
I was
out.
gonna say you lost last week, so
Well,
I think that's telling that the week that I run the beer mile, that I endure season 1 punishment, that you lose. I feel like that's good juju for me.
Well, we'll see. The universe works in funny ways. So I don't foresee. I was in the hole, man. You're up 4-0.
You were in the hole. Yeah. Fate let you come back only to rip it away. Again, just like the Cardinals, we had to give you a little bit of hope just to have it ripped
No,
away.
not with this. They got to rip it from my cold dead hands. I don't think Fate even has the grip strength
I
for
think you
that.
better get your cardio up, Miles. I
Mm,
think you better get your cardio up. And if you guys didn't see at home, if you guys missed the live, there are 5 clips that Miles put out this last week. Just little snippets of me suffering through a mile-long run. You know what though? I feel like if I hadn't been drinking, I feel like I would have run a pretty good mile. I had a good pace. I think I could have probably hit, like, without all the stops and everything, I think I probably could have hit maybe like a 7.5 minute
Well,
mile.
Marla and I talked about it. Like you did have good pace if we took out all the time in between these quarter miles,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously the beer affected that too. Yeah, you would have had a good like sub 8.5 minute mile.
I was pretty proud of myself. It's been like 10 years probably
Mm-hmm.
since I ran a mile, so
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
with the uphill too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Yep.
believe you had to run that when you were younger. You still knew the route too. I mean,
Oh yeah,
that's major props.
burned into my memory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this loss is going to be burned into my memory with Jamal Murray because if I lose this by 1 at the end of season 2, I'm going to look back at that dude and
Oh
it's going to
man,
be
it's gonna be so awesome. And so Dual Threat Bet season 2, we decided that's gonna go through the NBA Finals, right?
yes.
So
Yeah.
so after Dual Threat Bet season 2, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do because there's not gonna be any football, there's not gonna be any basketball. We're gonna have to find something in between. Either that or we just wait it out and
Or we just go gambling.
we could do that too.
Whoever hits 0 first in their bank account. That's going to be the worst punishment. There's no punishment there. Just
Yeah, you just lose
Yeah.
lose your money and you have to do a punishment. Yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be pretty good. Yeah, who's hitting it on the Buffalo? That's gonna be the deciding factor.
We're doing slots.
Or you and I could just go play at a table and see who takes all the money.
yeah. John could be the dealer too. Let's just do it on the set.
We got a little poker table in here.
Or we can
Hey,
play
you
like
got a poker table at home, don't you? Yeah, we could rip that for sure.
we'll play some Go Fish and put some copious amount of money on it.
Well, for you guys' information, through season 2, we're 8 weeks into season 2, and I am 5-3. Miles is 3-5. And yeah, this week's game is going to be the Houston Rockets at the Lakers, round 1 of the playoffs, game 1. Should be a pretty good game. I think that there are some concerns there, right, with Luka and Austin Reeves being out indefinitely. I'm sure KD's probably gonna pull through on that. But he's also been out a little bit. Can
That
you
was
tell us a
mainly
little bit about that, Miles?
mainly for rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And him, Sangoon, a couple of other players too. Smith, I believe, is on there as well. But they're all designated to return and face the Lakers or what's left of them, I suppose. But I mean, this should be like Kevin Durant,
Mhm.
LeBron James. It's always a fun matchup whenever you get to see those two old heads play against each other.
Absolutely.
But, Kevin Durant, he's the leading scorer on that team. LeBron's going to have to step up at 41 to cover the slack of his two guards being out with injury. Bronny, he could explode this series. You never know. He might play more than 10 minutes each game.
Mhm.
And we have a bet in here just like that. So I think despite all of it, it's still going to be a fun watch.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm really excited for this upcoming week. Well, let's get into it, man. I'm gonna flip the coin and grab this. All right, Miles. As per tradition,
The huge
call it in the air.
heads.
It is tails, which I'm not that stoked about actually, because I don't love this game.
I mean, you still have had pretty good luck
All right,
drawing from the hat.
let's see here. Where's the money? Where's the money?
The money was not in there. Seems we
I want
already
you
went
to-
gambling.
I want you to guess which one I got.
Did you get the Bronny plus?
Plus 10.5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
Yeah, Bronny plus 10.5 minutes.
That's a smash hit right there.
Oh man, okay. Well, moving on.
Reddick said himself he's going to be playing more. He's going to have a role.
Yeah. Well,
Point Bronny.
I hope so. I hope he gets at least 10 minutes. I mean,
Well, think about it. I mean, that's like if he can just get 2 to 3 minutes per quarter,
mhm.
then he'll be right out there. Or the Lakers are just demolishing them, and Bronny plays the last 10 minutes of the game anyway.
LeBron just
so.
has the game of his life.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, guys, moving on. We're going to talk about the NBA now. Now, the play-in tournament was pretty interesting. It's still going on. We've got more games tomorrow, correct? To finish it out to see who's going to be the 8 seed. Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. So the 7 seeds are set, and it is left to the 8 seeds. For myself, it's going to be the Hornets and the Magic coming up tomorrow. Miles, who do you have for tomorrow?
I got Phoenix and the Warriors.
Okay, that should be interesting.
Yes.
Those are your boys. I know you're going to be hoping for them, but Steph Curry is back. Steph Curry is back.
and he made it known.
But LaMelo Ball had a pretty interesting game on what was it, Wednesday?
Correct.
Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday. And
Tuesday. Sorry.
Tuesday, okay.
Yeah.
And won the game for the Hornets against the Heat, 127 to 126 in overtime. LaMelo last what, like 3 seconds, hit a nice layup, and then the Heat weren't able. I mean, 3 seconds. What are you really gonna do there?
They got to the cup, but I mean it. Yeah,
Yeah,
got blocked.
he's moving too quick, right? He's up against the clock. So, but we had another incident that happened as well with LaMelo Ball, and we've got a clip for you guys. But it's LaMelo Ball tripping Bam Adebayo. And Miles, you said that he got fined for this. How much did he get fined?
In total, 60 for the incident, 35K.
Wow.
And then the additional 25 was
right.
from his language in the press game conference after.
Right.
But yeah, in totality, 60K, but 35 G's just for, swiping underneath Bam Adebayo's feet. And I think, LaMelo wins the game on that layup. I think they also win the game because of that injury.
Well, we're going to show you guys what costs LaMelo Ball that $35,000. Go ahead, John.
And that was Ball who took.
Can we run that back again? One more time. So right there, he sweeps out his plant foot, and obviously, that's super dangerous right there.
And he's
at the
already
edge of
off
the court.
balance.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sweeps out that foot. I mean, that could have been a huge injury to a star player in the NBA here. So.
Oh yeah, and I mean, of course, he wasn't like admitting that he did it, and he kept going back to like, I thought I was fouled, I got hit in the head, and he was frustrated, but that looked pretty intentional.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's a frustration foul, and ironically enough, it's not the first time he's tripped Bam Adebayo. But this one's pretty bad, pretty prominent fine, which is deserved.
Right.
And I believe they issued a flagrant on it as well, as they should.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna have to take that into account for tomorrow's game.
Right.
Start off the game with a Philly free throw, or two in possession of the ball. So, and it's sad. I like LaMelo, but stuff like that makes it hard to be like, come on, man.
Well, you never want to see another player put somebody else in danger, right? Like you're putting someone at risk. That's not good for the quality of play, for the league, for the fans. You don't want to see stuff like that. And I like Bam Adebayo too.
Oh yeah.
So, another playing game that happened on Wednesday, I think. The Magic and the Sixers. This was yesterday's game. The Sixers took control of that game, beating the Magic 109 to 97. So now the Magic will still play again, like we said on Friday. They're going to play the Hornets.
Yeah, that was my mistake. The Magic,
right? Mm-hmm.
They'll start the game off with that flagrant.
Right. Yeah. The Sixers will go on to play the Celtics, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But Miles, do you want to talk about the two playing games?
Oh boy, do I!
In the West.
As I've said before, I try to refrain from watching Suns basketball because of how upset I get. And this was a very harsh reminder of why, because that game, leading even up until halftime, Phoenix had to make it a run to get behind by 3, 65-62. Just wasn't a clean game, and they let Advia go off for 40. He could do whatever he wanted. He was putting Jordan Goodwin in a blender, and that's what ultimately won them the game on that and one. But Jalen Green had a good game, but he still upsets me with his style of play. Horrible turnovers. Booker didn't have a good game either. Missed 5 from the stripe. And you can look back at that at a 4-point loss and be like, you can look at that right there. How much does that affect if he makes those 5, even 4 out of the 5? But crazy runs back and forth in the second half. Phoenix took their foot off the gas and allowed Portland to come back. Drew Holiday hits a 3 at the top of the key. Jeremy Grant comes back in transition, hits a corner 3, and I think it just took the wind out of Phoenix's sails, and it was just a bad loss. Phoenix has struggled with choking these kinds of games, even though they had Portland's number this year. This is playoff basketball. Like anything that happens in the regular season is put on hold because this is amped up intensity, and you got to have a memory of a goldfish about the team that's in front of you because it's just a different game at this point. But Portland played really well. They're going to be facing the Spurs in the first round.
Right. And the Suns season is not over yet.
It's not over. They get to play the Warriors, which was the second game that happened yesterday. And that was a good game, too. Play-in has had some good matchups. And, you know, coming down to the wire of that game, Curry put on the Superman cape. He had 2 clutch threes, one to put him ahead. And Draymond Green, impressively enough, with 2 key defensive stops on Kawhi Leonard. You know, he stripped the ball from him mid-dribble, got it away to Pod, just very clutch. And he was also efficient with the passing as well. He had 9 assists. Curry, I believe he had 35 on over 50% shooting too. That's a team that scares me for sure. Now going into it,
and I've always said this, anytime Steph Curry is on the court, the Warriors have a chance.
Oh, every time. And even going into it, I was like, the Clippers are the scarier team to face because they've been hotter down the stretch. But
Paul George, Kawhi.
Well, Paul George's been long gone, but yeah, Kawhi's been playing really well.
I don't know ball.
And you know, the Warriors have suffered from so many injuries down the stretch too. That really took away their momentum. But like you said, Steph Curry, if he's on the court, you can't count him out. You can't. And I'm worried about that game.
I'm kind of
honest.
I'm kind of embarrassed by my Paul George call out there.
Well, it's okay. I mean, the lasting effects of Paul George being on the Clippers still exist.
I think I'm dating myself.
Because, and I mean, this is off topic, but like the trade for Paul George that the Clippers had with the Thunder, it is still in effect today. Because now the Thunder have a 7-point-something% chance of getting a top 4 pick with that Clippers loss. So Paul George is still single-handedly, funding the Thunder franchise and their rebuild. And you know, so I don't blame you. Paul George, his effect as a Clipper will be the biggest part of his legacy.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for that synopsis, Miles. That was good. You did a good job there. Moving on, we're going to talk about the upcoming games that are going on. We've got the Hornets at the Magic tomorrow. So I'm just going to go through the East. Tomorrow, we got the Hornets at the Magic. The Hornets are a top 5 offense. But their defense is where they've struggled. They're 12th in total defense in the league right now. The Magic, on the other hand, are 15th in offense and 13th in defense. So I think that says a lot about who the stronger team is going into this game. The Magic have been up and down. They've won some impressive games this season, but I think that LaMelo is going to carry the Hornets through this game. Next on my list, I got the Cavs at the Raptors. The Cavs are 15th in offense. Is that correct? Am I reading this? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They're 15th in defense. I'm sorry. I read my notes wrong. 15th in defense and 4th in points per game, 6th in total offense. That Cavs team has been really scary since James Harden has come on the scene over there, and we've seen how much of an impact this has had. On the other side of that, the Raptors are 5th in total defense and 21st in points per game, 15th in total offense. So their offense has struggled this season. It's their defense that's been holding it down for them. It's going to be really interesting down the stretch to look at this top-ranked defense versus this top-ranked offense and just kind of see how that shakes out. I do believe in James Harden. I think that they're probably going to take that series. I'm calling it Cavs in 5.
I think that's 6 at most.
Yeah,
they'll win some BS game 4. It doesn't matter, and then they'll take it away in game 5.
Right. Next on my list, I got the Knicks versus the Hawks. This game starts on Saturday as well. The Knicks defense is number 7 overall. They're 10th in points per game and 3rd in total offense. The Hawks, on the other hand, are 9th in defense and 6th in points per game, 14 in total offense. I think that Kaminga has really helped elevate the Hawks since that trade. I think that that's been a big deal for them. They shopped a ton of players. They've moved a bunch of pieces around this season, and we've seen how beneficial that has been. And I think some of that maybe I think that can say a lot about the culture inside their locker room. But the Knicks are the number 3 team in the East. They've been super strong all season. They've been on the tail of the Celtics pretty much all season long.
Yeah.
And I'm calling it Knicks in 6. Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
Neither of us thought Atlanta would be there
Absolutely
after they
not.
sold off like that. So
Right.
props to them.
Mm-hmm.
Hella
Right.
props. Props to Kaminga too. He's been balling out. I think that's gonna be a fun series.
I think so as well. Next on my list, we got who else? But the boys over in Boston. The boys over in Boston. They're going to be taking on the 76ers after their recent loss to the Hornets. The Celtics are the number 1 defense in the league, number 1 in points against, and number 4 defense overall.
Mm-hmm.
Their offense is 19th in points per game and 2nd in total offense. So I think that they can run really good schemes. I think that number 19 rating there in points per game probably has a lot to do with missing Jason Tatum for the majority of the season, right? He's only been back for maybe a month.
Yep.
And I think that since him coming back, he's going to be scary down the stretch. I think that this is the team to beat in the East, really. The Sixers, on the other hand, are 17 in total offense and 16 in total defense. So I'm not really worried about them as we head down the stretch here. There's been some issues in the locker room with Embiid as well, and I know that he's been unhappy with that loss to the Hornets. I think they're on a downward spiral here. I'm calling it Celtics in 5.
I think so too. Yeah, could even be a sweepage.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't surprise me at all.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I just didn't want to, I think they'll get 1 game probably.
They typically do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally on my list, we got the number 1 seed in the East, the Pistons, taking on either the Magic or the Hornets. So that's going to be interesting. I personally think it's probably going to be the Hornets. We talked about this. The Pistons are the number 2 defense, and their offense is 8th in points per game and number 10 in total offense. The only thing is the Pistons have kind of been beat up down the stretch here, and I think that they could probably win in a 7-game series. However, I don't think that they're going to make it past the second round, to be completely honest. I'm calling it Pistons in 5, maybe 6. I could see 6 games.
I still think Detroit has a good enough foundation, because you and I both thought after Cade Cunningham, punctured his lung or whatever, I can't remember exactly. We thought they were gonna plummet. We thought Boston and New York.
Well, and they did. They lost 5 straight after that.
They did, but they still held on to that number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a testament.
There was a big gap there.
Yeah, there was.
Played well all season.
Yeah, so I think it's still a testament to coaching and the roster they have outside of Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. I still think Boston's the team in the East right now.
Yeah,
they're too deep. They're also really well coached.
Well, here's something else to consider. Boston has tons and tons of playoff experience. Almost, every single starter on their team has playoff experience, and the guys that don't will be led well, I think, by the rest of the leaders on that team. Where Detroit is a young team, not a lot of playoff experience there. I just don't think that they are at the same level from a postseason standpoint, from a postseason perspective.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out. Sponsored by T2PP.
Miles, who you got in the West?
Well, we're going to start with the number 1 Thunder. They're going to be going against the 8th seed between Phoenix or the Warriors, still undecided right now. I still think that series is decided no matter what, no matter who they're playing, because the Thunder I still think they're the team in the NBA who's, obviously Vegas before had the Knicks. I still think it's the Thunder. The league's going to run through them. Larry O'Brien's going to run through them. Because they're so well coached. Their roster is elite. and they just have so many ways that they can beat you. They're efficient on offense and defense. They have the scores to do it. They just their overall brand of basketball is going to overwhelm either Phoenix or Golden State. I don't think as great of a coach Steve Kerr is, and Jordan Ott's kind of had this renaissance as a rookie coach this year, they're not going to be able to pull the necessary strings and pull out all the stops to be able to contain all that.
I think
it's going to
that's
be a lot to handle.
How many games do you think for that series?
5 max.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's 4.
I
think it's a sweep.
I think it'll be 5 max.
I just thought about this. I should have got a broom ready and put
Yeah.
the
Thunder and 4.
Thunder on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it takes me back to 2021 when the Suns were playing really well in the playoffs, and the huge meme was Suns and 4. And you'd see that in every comment, Suns and 4 and the broom emoji. So even if they get in, I'll be like Suns and 4.
Yeah.
I'll carry the legacy. So, but yeah, I think the Thunder are going to clear that round easily. Next up, we got number 2 Spurs versus the number 7 Trailblazers. They just earned their spot today, and I think this could get interesting. I still think the Spurs are going to take this series.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to take it in 6.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Portland, they're kind of a sneaky, I don't want to say dark horse, but they're scrappy. They were kind of hounding Phoenix on defense last night. Very fast hands, active hands. And if they can just contain Wemby, which is a tall task, literally, I think
tall task at what 7'7" is that
something
what,
like that.
something
Yeah,
like
he's
that?
a little up there. I think that they can make it competitive, and if Advi is playing the way he did, if he can be that prolific scorer,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be more competitive than others might expect. But I still think San Antonio, they still have the better roster as of right now.
Do you think
Wemby's playing out of his mind?
Do you think San Antonio could give OKC a run for their money?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
San
Antonio's
Antonio's
7-game series.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think San Antonio's shown they're a thorn in the Thunder side this
Mhm.
year. They have played them very competitively. They've stacked some wins against them too. I do think that's going to be the Western Conference Championship as of right now. But if that's the matchup we see, I think that's going to be fun.
I
and
think so
competitive.
too. I'm excited.
Yeah, but we got to get there first because we got the Lakers and the Houston Rockets. Now, we talked about this, obviously dual threat bet series, not the series, but the game for this week. Lakers are depleted with Reeves and Luka being out indefinitely right now and no timeline. Even Redick's confirming that. I think they're cooked, man. Now Houston has had a fall from grace. They were holding on to that 4 seed for a while, and they gave it up to Denver and then Minnesota at the 5th seed. So they've had a bit of a drop off, but I just can't foresee LeBron being able to overcome that storm
I don't
all by
think so
himself.
either.
And they still have talent around them, but
LeBron is great, but that's Luka's team now.
it is. It is. So I think that's going to be Houston in 5.
Can I tell you something? If the Lakers were healthy,
I'd go Lakers in 5.
I'd say Lakers in 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Durant. I think that he's a guy that can carry a team like that. But with the star power that the Lakers have when they're healthy, I don't see anybody else. Okay, let me re-say that. I don't see Houston beating them. However, that's not the case. That's not what we're looking at right now. And I don't think that that's what it's going to be. I agree with you. I think it's going to, I don't know if it'll be 5, maybe 6, but I think Rockets.
I was going to lean on the side of Houston in 6, mainly just because I don't even know. It's just
LeBron's
the
probably going to have
Lakers.
one big game.
LeBron's going to have one. Yeah. And I would say he's going to have more than that.
And then if they get healthy at the end of the series, that could be.
I just don't think that's going to happen right
No.
now. I mean, if you have Luka having to go to Europe for the CMC treatment,
Do you think he comes back though? Like say
say
they're
second round.
down, say they're down 3-1.
and they force him
know,
out there, I
right.
don't think so.
You don't
No.
think so?
I think that'd be negligence by the Lakers to do that. Why mess it up more when you're already at the odds of a 3-1 game series?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, at that point, just let him heal. But second round, mid-second round, if they make it that far, I think him, Reeves, or one of the two will come back.
Yeah.
It's just the indefinitely part makes it so weird. And so, because you
Yeah,
don't know.
without a
You don't know.
timeline,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So, and the oblique and the hamstring, those things don't heal overnight, So we're going to have to see about that. But yeah, Houston in 6, 5, whatever we're going to say. And last up, we got the number 4 Nuggets against the number 5 Timberwolves. They were, like I said, able to jump Houston for this matchup. And I think this is by far the toughest matchup on my list because it's hard to go against Joker.
Right. And Jamal Murray when
Jamal Murray, who
plays.
put up one of the most prolific last games of the season, sitting on the bench, street clothes.
Dude, I've never seen somebody fold towels or pour water that good.
I know.
It was impressive.
Hall of Fame performance. It's hard to go against Joker. I still think he's the best player in the league. He's averaging a triple-double, which isn't unforeseen anymore. But for a big man like that,
right,
who makes the game look so easy.
He's a prolific shooter. He's prolific in the paint.
He's smart.
Yeah,
he
tough
is
on
smart.
defense.
Yep. But then on the other side of the
he's
coin,
a scary dude too.
He is a scary dude.
Yeah, I don't want to meet him and his brother in the tunnel, dude.
Yeah, you want to hit him a little hard when he's setting a screen, like you're probably gonna die. But on the other side of the coin, you have, in my opinion, the best shooting guard in the league, in Anthony Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
He, in his, I see you shake your head, but I would say, like, as of right now,
I was just shaking my head. I was just, I'm thinking about.
Well,
I'm listing guards in my head right now and trying to.
It's a crowded room.
Yeah,
it is a crowded room.
I mean, are you going to tell me that he's? Well, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And they have talent on there as well. McDaniels, I think, great defender. Putting him up against Jamal Murray as you look up the shooting guard list. I think they can match up well against them. This one's tough. I'm going to go Nuggets in 7. I think this is going to be one of, if not the only 7-game series in the first round.
I would agree with you. I think that it's probably the one that's going to come closest.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have winning it?
Nuggets in 7.
I was going to say Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think that Minnesota is big enough to overcome the size of Denver or how prolific the Joker can be.
Right.
So,
yeah. We're in agreement there. So that wraps up our NBA playoff breakdown. And with that being said,
we got some picks for this week.
We do. Yes. Yeah. We got our game predictions. Those aren't going away even come playoff time. Did you have any guards that did you look that up? Is there any that you would say are better than Ant right now?
Shea?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guards.
Best guard in the league? No, he's not. He's not. Shea would take that, shooting guards.
Guard.
Because, I mean, you got Devin Booker. I wouldn't say that Devin Booker's not better than him. I mean, who else do we got here? Brunson, point guard.
There's a lot of point guards out there. You might be right. You might be right. Off the top of my head, I can't pinpoint anybody. I'm sure the chat will light us up for this.
Yeah, if you guys, TikTok, YouTube, if you guys want to make a fool out of us and name the most obvious person, then definitely put it in the chat and we'll read it and have our come to God moment. But with that being said, we have our game predictions.
Yes, we do.
And we got 4 of them.
Hey, John, can you toss me my pencil, please? I didn't want to get stabbed with lead. I'm sorry. That's
how DK Metcalf was catching passes at the end of the year, too. He was scared of it.
That's how Kyler Murray looked in the pocket.
What was that dig for?
I don't know. It was too easy. I'm sorry. It was low hanging fruit. My bad.
No, yeah, it's okay. Quite literally, he's a low hanging fruit, Kyler Murray. All right. So we're starting off with Toronto at Cleveland.
Mhm.
Now, we already kind of gave our synopsis on how we think these series are going to unfold, but maybe a game one could change that.
Maybe so.
But I'm still going Cleveland.
Yeah, there's not a chance.
But we know how playoff James Harden plays. He kind of disappears a little bit.
That is true.
So I'm curious to see how it's going to look.
Here's the thing. He's leading his own team kind of right now. Well,
before. In Houston.
yeah, a little bit. I just think they're different right now.
I think so, too.
It feels different in Cleveland, and I don't think that Toronto has I just don't think they have it in them.
I don't think so either.
So,
no.
Next, we got Minnesota at Denver. This is your
So
series.
we're starting off with Denver, and another reason why I think they're going to win that is they have the home field advantage. If it comes to a game 7, it's going to be in Denver. But starting off game 1 in Denver, I'm going to go Denver.
Okay, me too. Atlanta at the Knicks. Moving on to the East.
Knicks.
What am I going to
fence
do
with
here?
this one?
Well, I just don't want to be the same as you all the way through. I do think the Knicks are probably going to win that game, so I'm going to take them in this one.
And then finally, Houston at the Lakers.
Yeah,
we're going Houston. Yeah.
Too easy. Yeah, I'm sorry, Miles. I apologize for picking all the same ones, but I just don't see it going the other way. So
being chalk isn't always bad.
Yeah,
it's the right thing to do.
It'll be interesting to see how these shake out. Playoff injuries are always a thing, and that I think that this could get really interesting down the stretch. So the next couple weeks are going to be fun. It's going to be fun for us. We're going to have tons of content for you guys. Hopefully, some more clips that we'll be able to share. I'm sure some buzzer beaters that are going to be fun. My mind immediately goes back to Damian Lillard, playoff Dame. Was always magical. So
yeah, he's prolific. I always think of the one against the Rockets. That was over 10 years ago.
Oh God, don't do that to me, Miles.
Of course, the one against the Thunder in Paul George's face.
Love that one.
That one. Yeah,
was that bubble?
No. That was that wasn't bubble. That was 2019.
Okay, so year before bubble.
I think so.
It was pre-bubble. Okay.
And he waved them off. Game time. But
his face is still a meme.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that wraps up the NBA section of our podcast, and we're going to throw in a little game for you guys. Now, we don't know the official title of this game, but John gave us some words here, and we're just calling it word association. That's where we're coining it. Now, the premise of this game is Jared has a card right here. I also have a card. Jared's card has 5 words on it. Now, and we are working together. We normally compete against each other, but today we are joining hands, we are embracing, and we are, there you go, and we are working together. So Jared has 5 words on his card. Now, he can't tell me the word directly, but he has to give me another word that hints at what the word is.
And it's one word.
It's a
one-word hint. I can't say...
well, you could use more than one word if you want, but it's advised to not do that because we have a hint bank.
Right.
We're trying to limit it under 20 hints total between the both of us.
Right.
And if we get under 20, we don't have to do the punishment of sitting upside down. And it's going to look stupid. It's going to be uncomfortable. So neither of us want to do it, so we're going to try to help each other out here.
We tested it out yesterday, and I don't know about Miles, but it sucked because the seats on these chairs are not long enough for my back. I've got a long torso.
And I'm longer than you, too.
Yeah,
so it's like it's going to be uncomfortable. And the aforementioned John, he's right here. John spoke on this a couple weeks ago about how this is all just like a long ruse to get me a 6-pack by the end of the show.
It's a very core centric.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say, because you guys know, obviously the audience doesn't know, but I was kind of scrambling to put these words together. I was supposed to do it last night, but I was doing something else and it just kind of got away from me. So I just threw these words on here ahead of the show and working around a bunch of technical difficulties as well. So I remember you guys saying I was gonna hate the punishment, but I was kind of fuzzy on the details of what it actually was and how it was that you were going to get the punishment, and so I feel kind of bad about one of the words I put on there.
Is it the one on the bottom of mine?
Yeah.
Can we change it? Because I don't know what this word is,
Well, that
and I
was-
can't read it. I actually can't read this word.
You gotta be able to read it.
Okay.
Can you scratch it out for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me the pencil.
Normally I wouldn't do this, but I actually have no idea what this word is.
Well, I thought it
Well,
would
I
be
don't blame
funny to
you.
throw a
It's-
curveball in there, but I didn't realize you both had to do it. Like this is a
Yes,
for sure-
yeah,
This is an L.
we are working together here. So
In case you guys were wondering, for any of you
Yeah, what's the word?
literary connoisseurs out there, the word was Kafka-esque.
how the hell
Oh,
was I
okay.
supposed to get
Yeah,
that?
there's not even like a great way for me to describe that with one
You could
word.
use all 20 hints right there, and I still wouldn't get
Well,
it.
that's why when I
Yeah.
heard, I was like, "Oh, we should probably change that," because I thought it would just be funny to see if Miles even knows the word Kafka-esque.
Well, now we know
Well, I know
don't.
the word. Honestly, I did not know that that's
What
how
is
it's
it?
spelled. I've never seen it.
Kafka-esque is like so there's like this author, something Kafka, and he was like kind of like a surrealist author, and Kafka-esque is like a word. It's like a very sophisticated highbrow word to describe something that is reminiscent of his work, but nobody really knows what it means. That's kind of like the joke of using the word Kafka-esque, is that
Mhm.
it's it's pretty regularly misunderstood or misused.
The only Kafka I know is the Mike Kafka in the NFL interim head coach of the Giants. That shows how my mind works.
Is there anything on Miles's card that we need to?
Well, let me. I haven't read these yet.
No. This was the only hard word,
Okay.
just because I thought it would be funny. All right,
Ooh,
I've got a new.
These
one
aren't
on here
bad.
for you.
okay.
No. No. Absolutely not.
Casey in the chat says, "Oh, John, I'm familiar with the metamorphosis." You have some outreach here.
Naked lunch.
All right. So we're starting
Jared
with me here.
also, did not want me to use the other word that I put in.
Don't.
there.
We're not saying what the other word was.
It's a word that Miles knows, though.
It is. I guarantee that's a word that he knows. I would like to know how well he knows that word.
I would like to know what the word is after the show.
I'll tell you
'cause
after the show.
I don't like this. Okay.
Okay, so John, you're going to keep track of our hints. We've got 20 total, so we'll just mark them off as we go. All right, Miles. Hint number 1 for our first word. Okay. Can I gesture as I say a word?
Gesture. Charades?
Sure.
I might give it away a little bit.
Can I just do it for the first word?
Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Horse.
Unicorn.
Bing.
We shouldn't do that. that's too easy.
Okay.
It's way too easy.
Okay. Video
Game.
video Come on, Miles. Don't let's
Did you
not
count?
lose one
Did you
already.
count that as a third hint of him saying video again?
No, I could say the same word twice. That's yeah.
No, it's not. It's still just one.
Video blank. It's not video game.
Ugh.
Okay, I understand what you're doing here. I'm just like YouTube. You're gonna have to give me another word.
Okay.
Podcast. Okay. Yeah, I'll need the new word.
Click.
Video and click. And you're looking at our setup.
Oh, come on, Miles.
You're destined to feel like an idiot after you know the answer. Video, click.
Mm-hmm. You got this, Miles.
Not
Come
game.
on.
It's not YouTube. It's not podcast.
No. Nope. Come on, Miles. Miles, I can't give you a third.
Video, click. Do you
Does
want
it count towards our...
We can get one lifeline.
We're going to use it now?
I feel like your hints are kind of bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Video, click.
Pictures.
Camera.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
Does that count towards our total? Oh, okay, so we got 4 now, which is not bad. We're 2 words in.
Yeah,
So-
we're on pace here.
Right. Um. Goodness. I can't gesture at all.
You can. I just won't look.
Jar.
Lid.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Jar.
Mason.
No. But you're on the right track though.
Jar.
Mm-hmm. Jar. You were on the right track.
A jar. Open in Spanish.
Mm-mm.
Feel free to play along in the chat.
No, because isn't a word, Miles.
I know.
Yeah.
That was a gag. Jar. I was on the right track with Mason.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here, let me give you another hint.
Wait, jelly.
No.
Okay.
No.
Go for it.
Cucumber.
Pickle.
Bing. Quarter.
25.
Mm-mm. Nope. Quarter.
Coin.
Yes. Sleep.
Dream.
Feather.
Pillow.
Bam. 10 words? Or
that
5
10?
5 words, 10 guesses.
Okay.
8 hints.
8 hints?
Okay. So we have a surplus
Did
here.
we get 8? Oh, did he get one? Did he get a couple of these?
I got the
in
first one in one.
That's right. You got the first
Yeah.
one in 1, but it took you 3 for the second one. So that's 4. 2 for pickle, which would make it 6. 1 for coin, and then it was 2 for pillow, so 9. Nine total.
Okay. We're still in a surplus here.
All right, Miles.
Okay. Okay, how do I want to attack this? I might go
do
out
this.
of order here.
Okay.
Peel.
Banana.
Yes. Mining.
Gold.
Yes. Okay. All right, so I have room to work with here.
You got this, Miles.
Leprechaun.
St. Patrick's Day. Green. Leprechaun. Don't tell me. Ginger. Ireland. Irish. Hat. Leprechaun. You said gold. Red. I'm thinking like red hair. That's Leprechaun. Celtics. Boston.
Would you like another word? We have plenty.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Give me one.
Improbable. You know this.
Improbable. Mythical. Improbable.
Summer said mythical in the chat too, as you said that.
Ooh. Leprechaun.
Would
and
you say that was a good
improbable.
word, John? Second word? No. It'll make sense. What do they both represent? What do they have in common?
Improbable and leprechaun, they don't exist.
What are the
So
similarities between them? What's a word associated with both of them?
Fake. Improbable.
It's up to you.
Gambling. This is the worst. This is the worst thing ever. Okay, so improbable, gambling, and leprechaun are my hints here.
Somebody got it in the chat.
See, that's not fair because Miles can see the chat.
Nobody was guessing any of mine.
Improbable gambling? What could gambling have to do? Sneaky? Trick? Improbable? Am I going to feel really stupid when this is...
Probably.
Was leprechaun a good hint?
Yes.
Dang.
Think more about leprechaun.
Lucky?
Yes. There you go. Okay.
You need to win in gambling.
Luck.
Mhm.
Okay.
Luck is improbable.
Improbable?
I said it wasn't a good word, but I thought leprechaun was good.
Yeah. Leprechaun was good. Leprechaun was
This is camera all over again. Okay. How many do we have left?
You have 6 left.
Oh.
You hit 20.
How many words do we have?
2.
Oh, okay. All right, let's run it.
Okay. Shag.
Carpet?
Yes. Okay. All right, we have 5 for this.
Can you imagine if I don't get it in 5, we deserve to do the punishment.
Yeah.
Kafkaesque.
Okay.
Okay.
Vegetable.
Carrot. Eggplant. Green bean. Celery. Radish.
Green.
Okay. Peas. Snow peas. Lima bean.
Steamed.
Broccoli.
Yes.
Nice.
That was 18, 19.
19, right? Or 18?
18.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have a graphic up for you guys with to visualize it. But I mean, yeah, I'm glad people were playing along in the chat. They didn't know it beforehand either, but
That was, I got a little bit nervous there. I got a little bit
Yeah.
nervous with Lucky. I feel like I should have known. I should have known the Leprechaun. Yeah. I almost said Lucky Charms.
yeah,
And I
that's
should have just ripped it.
yeah. I should have just gone cereal, but
Nah, I think
I think improbable makes the gears turn.
Lucky, I would have been like, I don't know, what are things that are lucky? Four-leaf clover, yeah. But those are all 2-word things, so it would have been hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got it.
You did a good job, Miles.
You did as well.
I was a little bit nervous about camera. That was
I know. Well, and you
that
were
was
like,
throwing
you were
me.
like
I'm
looking
like-
around, and I'm like,
trying to look at the set here.
like,
Like we got 3 of them in here.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we don't have to sit upside down. We actually planned our next segment specifically in case we had to do that.
Yeah.
But Miles is gonna take it away on our next one as we move into the NFL. So go
Yes,
ahead, Miles.
we are jumping realms here. And this is about a week old, a little bit more, but the Justice Department is investigating the NFL. And they are investigating the NFL on whether the NFL's TV and streaming deals make it harder for competitors and more expensive, and makes it more expensive for fans to access games. The focus is on consumer affordability and fair competition. So, and you and I both have strong feelings about this. John, can you do our puzzle for us on the TikTok live? But why this is happening? There have been raised concerns that the NFL may be stretching its special legal protections under the Sports Broadcasting Act, which allows teams to sell broadcast rights together. So fans now often need multiple subscriptions to watch all games, and you and I experience this.
Right.
Millions of other people do.
NFL, Peacock, right? Or not NFL, Netflix, Peacock,
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's another one too. Is Paramount also getting into some of that?
don't think
HBO
so.
also is showing games now too.
Yeah, and like just NFL Sunday Ticket too. You got to pay for that. Watching every NFL game via streaming last season was estimated to cost about $765.
I personally pay for YouTube TV myself, you know, so it's expensive. It's not; those are not cheap subscriptions. And then imagine if you're paying for just basic cable, that's like $200 a month on top of that. So
Is that yearly or
for like every season. Yeah.
yeah.
And some estimates suggest mentioning cable.
Well, sometimes that's a monthly. I mean, a lot of them are monthly subscriptions, right? So if you're
for the NFL year, but yeah,
cable-
monthly subscriptions.
for cable, sometimes that's $200 a month. You know,
Yeah. And fans can spend nearly $1,000 per year on cable and streaming to follow the league.
Right.
So, and this was the NFL's response, which kind of made me laugh. The league says most games are still widely available and argues its system is, quote, fan friendly, noting that over 87% of games are broadcast on traditional TV, especially local games. Now, that takes into a whole different account of we live in Reno, Nevada. You're always going to see the 49ers and the Raiders every Sunday. And that's good for
Some
you.
quality
and that's
football.
well, and it makes sense too. Geographically, like this is adjacent to the Bay. A lot of people from the Bay live here.
Right.
So of course, and we're in Nevada, Vegas. But you know, for somebody like me, I don't want to pay to watch the Cardinals every week. Just by itself, I don't want to pay to watch them. But like,
Well, and I actually got irritated the other day or last season because they actually showed the Raiders game over the 49ers game on, I think they were competing on CBS, and CBS has a contract with the Raiders that says that they will show
they get priority.
Yeah, they get priority. And so because of that, the Niners actually started to be shown on Fox almost exclusively, like almost for the rest of the season.
I noticed that too. Yeah. Now that you point that out, I noticed that.
Yeah.
But the NFL previously faced a $4.7 billion antitrust verdict related to its Sunday ticket package.
That's small change for them.
Yeah, it is. And that ruling was later overturned due to issues with expert testimony. So, regardless of this investigation or not, you and I are both of the opinion that they have a streaming problem.
Yes.
Because,
Absolutely.
and you see it, piracy is more accessible than ever.
Right.
And
Well, and the NBA is just as bad though, right? Because you can get NBA what is it full court access or whatever the NBA's Game Pass, yeah, NBA Game Pass, and then you have blackout games. So any game that's being shown on TNT is not going to be shown on Game Pass. So then you paid all this money and now you don't even get to watch the primetime game.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, in the NFL, they pull in record numbers.
Right.
Just this past year, they had record numbers with watching. But think of how many people were watching those games on sites like Stream East. They're pirating those games.
I know tons of people that do that.
To this day.
Right.
Yeah, and you see them going after these websites because they know it's taking away from their profits, but people refuse to pay for that.
Yeah.
Why should I have to pay for Peacock to watch Sunday Night Football? ESPN, that's Monday Night Football. Amazon Prime for Thursday night.
Spectrum,
YouTube TV.
Yeah.
You got to pay for some sort of cable to watch these
And this is
broadcast games.
just to watch your sports or Hulu, right?
Hulu Live
Same-
Sports.
Same thing.
And then
It's too much.
and then Netflix for the Christmas games,
Right.
which
And the
Restore-
quality,
or
the quality of
horrible
those
idea.
games. Yeah, the quality of those
Horrible.
games is horrific.
I remember the first year it happened, it just completely crashed because so many people were trying to get on and watch. The quality is just horrible.
When I understand that they're trying to make money, they're trying to branch out, they're trying to give everyone an equal shot, but at the same time, just give us one option and we'll pay for it. People will pay for the one option.
Yes.
This sports is literally the reason why people even have cable these days, right? Otherwise, they could watch their shows on anything, literally anything else. Any show that they want to watch, they could probably watch it on any other streaming service, right? So people will pay for the one specific thing that they want. Just bundle it somewhere, put it in one location, let us buy it and be done with it.
I'd be more inclined to do it if they did it that way.
Right.
And thankfully for me, I'm able to go on parents' or sisters' or friends' accounts that they pay for with these services to watch these games. But if I didn't have that luxury, I would not be paying all that money to watch. I would just go to streameast.com or go to one of these pirate sites because it's getting ridiculous. And John has something to say here too about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in because I thought it was funny what you said about the NFL's response and how like these games are all broadcasted like on like cable or whatever. But I would be curious to see what the actual metric is in terms of like age demographics of how many people actually pay for like a basic cable package or like a dish or DirecTV or whatever.
It's got to be high up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I would
Yeah. Oh,
imagine,
yeah.
Like you're looking at like the 60 plus is probably like the biggest consumer of like the
Right.
basic cable packages.
Yes.
Whereas
Mhm.
like most people that are younger are kind of like what you guys were saying, where you have like these like select few streaming services that you actually want to pay for, or you have like some sort of co-op between you and your family and your friends where you kind of share all of
Right.
these like passwords. So I mean, obviously you acknowledged it, but it's like it's a very disingenuous response to that, saying like, well,
Right.
it's all available on this. And it's like, okay, well, the reality of the situation is that that is not an answer because
And also, it's not all available on cable.
It's not.
That's BS because there are exclusive games like the Christmas game, like Thursday and Friday Night Football. Those are all on streaming platforms. And then you take it even further and you look at sorry, I lost
Well,
my
I mean,
my train of thought with that. But you guys
touched
get
on
where
it
I'm
too,
going.
which is that like it is a streaming problem, and I don't want to like go too off topic, but like I think this is something that consumers in general are feeling a little bit of a
Yes.
fatigue on.
Yeah.
Just like the constant dilation of like all of these different TV shows that are like streaming exclusive, you know, like the
Right.
Apple TV exclusives, the Hulu
Yep.
exclusives. And I actually had a prediction like a couple years back that I think we're on our way to now, which is basically somebody's going to reinvent cable.
Cable's
Yeah.
gonna
Satellite.
become mainstream
Right.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like those big companies like Paramount, which just had that huge
$119 million.
Warner Brothers. They acquired Warner Brothers.
Yep.
We're gonna see more of that stuff, and these streaming services are going to kind of like consolidate until we have something that is like very similar to like cable on demand, which
Now-
was like a
now
big
let me-
part of like technology then.
Now, let me ask you a question, John. Do you think that somebody like Paramount do you think that they're actually going to consolidate, or do you think that they're going to continue to try to make money off of having the two separate services where you're paying two separate subscriptions for this? What's your thought on that?
Well, I think it really depends on how you look at it. I don't think that the idea behind these like mergers and acquisitions is necessarily to diversify their sources of income, meaning like they want, you know, all of these separate streaming services that people are going to pay this and that for, because I would imagine that if you look at, you know, like marketing metrics that a lot of these like board members and people look at that are making these decisions, you're probably going to see a lot of people who do a lot of subscribing and canceling, kind of based on whatever it is that is available. And I think more so, and this was the big thing with the acquisition of Warner Brothers, because Paramount and Netflix both wanted Warner Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's what it's going to come down to is IPs, essentially. The reason that Warner Brother was such a hot ticket is because they own Harry Potter, and
Yeah,
that's like a
right.
big IP. And so I think that's going to
And
be
Game of Thrones.
right, yeah,
which is
and Game of Thrones
huge.
as well. And now
Mhm.
they're already making another movie, right? So
Mhm.
it's like that's what we're gonna see. That's gonna be the thing that drives those like desires from those companies, is basically who holds the golden goose egg right now. And most recently it was Warner Brothers with those two really big IPs. I think that the like essentially the reinvention, I'm doing air quotes, you guys can't see, but essentially the reinvention of cable is just going to happen as like an unintended byproduct of these
Right.
companies that have, you know, billions of capital just absorbing as many of these like studios that have, you know, rights to these really popular IPs until the end of time, until we're kind of left with essentially where we were, I mean, 20 years ago, where you have
Mhm.
like the two different satellite TVs, and then you have like the cable. Like it's going to come down to that. It's going to be not necessarily a monopoly because that's, you know, one company, but it is going to be kind of like a big three where nobody else will really be able to actually like enter into that market. It's going to be like Paramount and Amazon and like Netflix, you know, and like you're going to have a majority of stuff that's like bundled within that. So like you'll see Hulu is already kind of, oh, and like Disney probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But, like you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Hulu is already kind of going into like the Disney umbrella. So I think we'll just see more of that until we kind of reach like a breaking point where it's essentially like choose your package, but instead of like your package giving you, you know, these like multiple of the same options like you might get with Charter or like DirecTV or something, it's going to be like essentially these groups of intellectual properties that you will decide which one you want, and then you're probably looking at like, you know, $20-$30 a month for these subscriptions, and then that's kind of how I imagine they'll compete with each other.
I mean, I would prefer that, right? I mean, because essentially we're already paying that anyway, right? If you think about, if you have 3 subscription services, you're probably paying about $30. And so I'd rather just have it come as one bill than
Yeah.
have it be broken up into 3-4 different bills.
Yeah.
that would be my preference.
Well, John, I mean, he expanded on the point I was going to bring up of the NFL is not the only culprit doing this,
Right.
and it is a money-making machine, but even
Like we
IPs
talked
that
about,
are,
the NBA
even like
is doing it.
just the first thing that popped into my mind was, obviously Netflix was the king of this
Mhm.
when it came out, but then as these other platforms started coming out, The Office is leaving Netflix,
Right.
and people love that show.
It's
and
on
now they're gonna go Peacock
Peacock
because
yeah.
that's an NBC title company, and people are like, "Well, I still want to watch The Office," so they're gonna go pay that subscription for Peacock just so they can watch The Office, and they might scroll through Peacock and see what else they have, but that's gonna be the main motivation for that subscription, and then it was a domino effect ever since then.
Right.
And I do agree with John. I do think it's going to collapse in on itself and kind of revert back to the ways of having a middle ground of, cable centric, but you're still paying for that package on this site or the streaming service to get what you want, which I agree, I think is a better method of doing it as opposed to casting a huge net of all these different services you're having to subscribe to just
It's brutal as a consumer.
as a consumer,
It is
yeah. And if you only
brutal.
care about watching the NFL game that's on once a week on that service, it's like you're gonna open that site 4 times in
Right.
1 month.
Funnily enough, I just wanted to throw this in there, but YouTube has launched this like new live prototype streaming service that actually emulates like a TV guide, and you can like flip through the channels to,
YouTube
like,
TV?
It's not YouTube TV. I mean, it might be part of it, but like this is like a new platform that they're like beta tests or something, and it's like cable television. Like you flip through it and you watch things that are happening live, but then you get to see like how many people are watching it with you. So it's
Oh.
like the re-emulating can't talk re-emulating cable, but with like the modern live stream community flavor to it. So
And
we're already on
interesting.
our way there.
And the media isn't only stemming from YouTube itself, correct? Like,
Well, as far as I know, right now, it's just sourced from YouTube. But this is the very first step of,
Yeah.
In like 2-3 years, it could be something like
well, and YouTube has
all of these.
so much outreach. I watched the Artemis landing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like there
Right.
there are plenty of things happening live on YouTube that you can
Well, you
watch.
have like the
so
Discovery Channel.
I really
and, like,
enjoy-
Nat Geo and stuff like that.
I really enjoy my YouTube TV subscription, actually. That's actually one of
I
the
know,
ones that
that-
I will not be getting rid of because I can watch 4 games at a time.
Mhm.
I can do the quad view, which
Yeah.
is sweet, and I can record even if I'm not going to be able to see a game live. I can record everything live, and I pay like half the price that I would for just basic cable.
can do it on
Plus,
your
on top of that,
computer.
I can search. Yes, you can do it on your computer. I can search any movie
Mhm.
that I want. And yeah, I'd have to watch it probably with like commercials or stuff or something. But everything on there is recorded already, and so that's something that yeah,
Yeah,
it totally
exactly.
is. But
Yeah.
except I can watch whatever I want whenever I want to. Still, I just have to search it. Occasionally, it's like $1.99 or something like that as an extra charge. But so much is consolidated into this one thing. I think YouTube is doing a really good job with that platform specifically, and you can also continue to pay for specific packages on there, right? Like Disney Plus or HBO, and you actually can consolidate all of your subscriptions onto YouTube TV, which is pretty sweet too. So I think that that's heading in the right direction, and I think that a lot of people are starting to pick up on that. You can also get Game Pass on there. You can get a Sunday ticket on there if you want
Mhm.
to. So they offer kind of a best of all the worlds wrapped into one, but it just starts to get really expensive after that, right? Because you're still
Yeah.
paying for all those subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
It's just consolidated into one bill. So something to think about there. I think that they're on the right track. It'll be interesting to see where we go in a couple more years, but I don't
think the FCC is going to get involved. like a meaningful way, just kind of considering the capacity that it's been run with the last year and a half.
I think it's possible. I'm not sure. I give it 4 years.
I was gonna say
give it 4 years, and we'll
I
see
was gonna
what
say something
happens.
similar. They're not. It's
Yeah.
not urgent enough right now for
Yeah,
them to
I think
come knocking on the
there's
door.
a couple other things that are going on right now that
Yeah.
maybe might draw that attention away. But you know, aside from that, I don't want to get too. I don't want to keep going down this rabbit hole too much because we got some the upcoming NFL draft actually, which
Week from
which is
today,
next
yeah.
week. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we're probably gonna be doing the show during the draft next week.
We probably
which-
will. And we could
which
have a
could be
live
kinda
reaction
cool, yeah.
if you guys want. I
Right.
mean, because
I think that'd be sweet. Maybe we
I think
can
that could be fun.
maybe we can run it on here. Yeah, cool. That would be awesome.
Yeah, if we're
You know
able to
what?
do that and you guys want it, we can do it.
That would actually be sweet because
Mhm.
they already do commentary. We could just make the
Yeah.
whole show. Oh my gosh, we're brainstorming as we're going right now. This
know.
is awesome. Okay, yeah. The John Father's gonna see what we can do, but I think that we could do something really cool with that next week.
Yeah.
But before we get to next week, let's talk about this week. And we have our draft predictions just for the
Mhm.
top 10.
Yeah.
Who they are, where they're going, what trades might be made.
Mhm.
And so Miles, I think we both already know who we have at number 1. It's going to be Fernando Mendoza going
Yep.
to the Raiders. They're not going to trade away that pick.
Yeah.
They're trying to plan for the future. They brought in Kirk Cousins to start this season, and they're going to protect that guy for years to come. And Tom Brady knows that he wants his guy. So
Beautifully said. Yeah, we can move on from that one.
yeah, at number 2, Miles, who do you have?
At number 2, I have the Jets taking Arvell Reese. Not because I think it's smart, but I think it's because from the Jets camp, they really like him.
Tell me about Reese.
Arvell Reese is a dynamic, toolsy, jack of all trades, master of none, outside linebacker out of Ohio State.
Okay.
Now, he's very athletic. I think he can blossom into a really good NFL player, but I don't think it's going to be this year. I don't think, he got 6.5 sacks. He's training to be an edge rusher for the NFL, which I think is a smart decision. But there's not enough tape on him to warrant him being as high of a prospect as he is. I think it's very potential based, which always plays an element in this. But for a tweener linebacker, I think it's very gross. And I have some strong bias towards this because the Cardinals have gone through the ringer over and over on this, and I'm not going to talk about that. But if I were the Jets, I would take David Bailey. But the amount of intrigue with Arvell Reese coming out of New York and just how he's been a darling since the draft talk has started, I think they're going to go Arvell Reese.
Okay, can I say my 2 and my 3?
Go for it.
Okay, I love this actually, Miles, because at number 2, I have the Jets taking David Bailey out of Texas Tech.
I think that's a smarter move.
He's an instant impact player, and I agree with everything that you said. But at number 3, Miles, I have the Cardinals taking Arvell Reese, the man, the myth, the legend himself. This is a guy that you are not a fan of, which I think is hilarious, and which almost makes me think that they are probably going to take him.
Not for that value. I see Ian in the chat saying he strongly disagrees with me. He's a defensive rookie of the year contender. I wouldn't be surprised with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's doing that in New York or Arizona. That's not infrastructure under Aaron Glenn, who could be fired by Halloween, or Nick Rallis, who had one of the worst defenses in the league last year.
That's true. They couldn't even get Tua over there.
It's a project. It could turn out, and he could be the next Micah Parsons for all we know.
Yeah,
but
you're
I
right.
think
they
the
should
tweener.
take Ty Simpson at number 3.
I'd rather take Ty Simpson than Arvell Reese.
Really?
Swear to God.
Wow, really?
Yes. Swear. Actually, that's very dramatic. But
You want another preteen quarterback that needs a booster seat to drive his Ferrari around?
that would be the second one. This would be like the 5th tweener linebacker the Cardinals have taken in 10 years that has not worked out. But I have at number 3, and I'll go 3-4.
Yeah, do it.
Number 3, I have the Cardinals trading back with the Cowboys to take David Bailey. I think if David Bailey falls to 3, Dallas is going to pounce on that. I think there would be other callers,
Mhm.
but with the looming effect of losing Micah Parsons hanging over that organization's head. And they've made plenty of moves. They got Quinn Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They've made moves.
You think they're
But-
going to trade all the way up to number 3?
They have the capital to do it. They got 12 and 20 this year.
Really?
Maybe do the Cardinals have to throw in a day 3 pick to make that happen? I don't know, but I've seen a lot of buzz around that trade specifically, with David Bailey being the one that they would trade for.
I have another thought on that. So keep this conversation in mind as you move on to your next one.
Okay. At number 4, and this one was tough because I've seen stuff alluding otherwise, but I have the Titans taking Jeremiah Love because I think that makes too much sense for a guy, Cam Ward, in his sophomore season, improving the offensive line, and you have Robert Saleh, who's a defensive guy who's coming from a system of running the ball.
Yes.
You wanna win games by wearing down the opposing offense, strong defense, and controlling the clock. And Brian Dable, I mean, he's had his own Saquon Barkley, Jeremiah Love. I think it makes sense for an offensive standpoint.
No notes, Miles. At number 4, I have the Titans taking Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
The only thing is he'd be the highest running back taken since Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that he's worth jumping for. I think that he is a guy that's going to fit into this system well. I agree with you. I think that they need to take some pressure off. They've got Tony Pollard over there. I don't know if he's not going to be the answer down the stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that bringing in some fresh legs into that offense is a good idea. At number 5, we've got the Giants, and I've got the Giants taking Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State.
You want Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, I see that parallel. Yeah, go ahead.
And so this would be a big deal, right? Because this would be the first safety taken in the top 5 since Eric Berry in 2010. But I really think that the Giants, one of their biggest issues last season was not their offense. Their offense started to click down the stretch, right? I think Jackson Dart is obviously the answer there. You see Cam Scadaboo. When both those guys are healthy, it's going to be a tough offense to stop, especially with new head coach John Harbaugh. However, their defense struggled. Their defense was the bane of their existence all season last year, and I think that moving forward, they're going to take some time in this draft to probably not just bolster some depth on their offensive line, but really try to rebuild this defense that has struggled a lot.
I went defensive for New York as well because I have them taking Sonny Styles, linebacker out of OSU. And for this pick specifically, I think it's going to help iron out their front 7. Now, his measurables are insane. This dude is a freak. And, I could be talking out of both sides of my mouth here because Alvaro Reese looked so good because of such a stacked and elite Ohio State defense.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Styles could face the same fate. But I think with just overall, this draft is weird. It's watered down. It's nothing crazy.
Very defensive, though.
It is very defensive.
I think that we're sleeping on this a little bit. I think that we could see some. I think that it's easy to look at a draft and say, "Oh man, this is going to be awesome" because it's packed with a bunch of quarterbacks or wide receivers or something like that, right? And I think oftentimes that big defensive drafts are often overlooked, and you can see some of the best players in the NFL come out of these drafts.
Now, I was very.
It's just not as showy, it's not as sparkly.
I was very torn with, and do you want me to go 6 right here? Or do you want to go 1 and 1?
Yeah,
from
no,
here
go
on
ahead,
out?
go
Okay.
6.
Because I was very torn.
Go 6. Sorry.
Okay, because next up with Cleveland, I have them taking Carnell Tate.
Interesting.
Now, I almost had those swapped, but I don't think Cleveland is going to go add to their defense again with Sonny Styles. You get Todd Monken. Yeah, he's a defensive coach, but you have a lot of assets on that defense right now.
Mm-hmm.
You've put a lot in there, and I think it's time to focus on the offense to where, and I still see reports Cleveland might want a quarterback. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's
too.
ridiculous. So you can get the best wide receiver in this draft coming out of Ohio State. Again, powerhouse school, blue chippers. I think Carnell Tate, with whoever they're going to trot out there, whether it's Deshaun Watson,
It's gotta
Dylan
be,
Gabriel,
it's gotta be
Shador Sanders. I think it
gotta
should be Shador.
Yeah.
But whoever it is they're trotting out there, they need to have a reliable weapon, especially with Njoku, his departure. And you just got to make it easier for them, or if you are going to draft somebody else, give them a weapon.
So I love the direction that you're going with this, Miles. But at number 6, I have the Browns trading away their pick to the Cowboys to take a different Ohio State linebacker in Sonny Styles. I really like Sonny Styles. I think that he is, again, I think that he's an instant impact guy. And I think he's worth a lot more than what people think at that spot. At number, let me see, at number 7, very interesting that you went with Carnell Tate, because I have the Commanders taking Carnell Tate at number 7.
And that makes sense. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are probably going to think that this is controversial, right? A lot of people really love Jordan Tyson from ASU, but the issue with Tyson is that he's got injury concerns, and that would concern me as well, right? You're not going to take a guy in the top 10 that you can't trust to stay on the field for an entire season,
because he was the consensus number 1 receiver earlier in the college football season.
That is correct.
And then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Who you got at number 7, Miles?
At number 7, I got them taking Ruben Bain. Now, Ruben Bain was very touted as a top 3 to 5 pick going into the combine. But then everyone gets concerned because his arms are very small. I think smallest in NFL combine history. I think it was
he's got little arms.
He's got dino arms.
I literally was thinking the same thing. John did the T-Rex arms, and I immediately was like, yeah.
Well, and those are the memes surrounding him now. It's completely hurt his stock, and I think he's going to fall. The Commanders' defense was not good last year. It was not. Now they have a very crowded defensive end / edge rusher room, but I think Dan Quinn and the Commanders organization right now would be willing to, I don't want to even say take the risk on Ruben Bain, because he's falling to you at 7 and he was very prolific coming out of Miami. I think they would be willing to take that shot and draft Ruben Bain despite all the combine concerns, because you see, even I'm going back to Arvell Reese, you see the videos of them doing the drills. Ruben Bain and David Bailey run circles around Arvell Reese and how they approach the pass rushing section of the defense.
Oh man, I think I love doing this with you, because it's so funny to just see where
we differ.
Yeah. Who do you have at number 8?
At number 8, I have the Saints taking Mansour Delane.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you can pair him up next to Kool-Aid McKinstry. They just had an exit with Alontae Taylor, and I think that could really help round out a defensive backfield that is not, I don't want to say very young, but like they still, there's youth in that group. I think Kool-Aid has rounded out to be a good player. He has some season under him now, and it can just help bolster a defense and take more pressure off of Kellen Moore to have to run such a prolific offense,
right,
and make it work with a guy like Rattler or Tyler Shuck.
Well, let me tell you who is not young on the Saints defense, and that's Cameron Jordan. I think that there are questions around his age. There's questions around upcoming contract, different things like that. And I think that the Saints are going to take Ruben Bain out of Miami at that number 8 spot.
I think that's smart. That makes sense too. Yeah.
At number 9, man, that Chiefs wide receiver room is a mess. Rice Racer over there cannot stay out of trouble. and they just those guys just cannot hold it together. Something about the Chiefs wide receiver room has caused a mess for them over and over and over again. And I think that they need a fresh body in there. And that's why I would say Jordan Tyson at that spot. So out of Arizona State. And I think that because they still do, even with the messes that they do have, he doesn't have to be the number one guy there, which should help with the injury concern. This is a place that I feel like he can go to, and even if he is injured, they don't have to 100% rely on him. So
Right.
So-
Yeah.
that's my thoughts on that.
Well, despite their depleted wide receiver room, tackle is a very important position. With the exit of Jawan Taylor, I have the Chiefs taking Spencer Fano to help replace the void that Jawan Taylor is going to leave. Now, I know that Jawan Taylor wasn't the most loved tackle, very penalized,
Mm-hmm.
but he held down a room.
My least favorite guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
A lot of missed calls on him.
a lot
as
of missed
well.
calls. Yeah, early steps.
Yeah.
Which is complete bullshit.
So
I'm sorry.
Super
reading the-
Bowl that I'm thinking about.
reading the rules on that, I'm like, come on. And the guy for Philly does it too, regardless. Is it not Johnson? Anyway, you just watch Patrick Mahomes get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he is very mobile. He's smart. He's elite. You can have an average to below average offensive line and still have success with Patrick Mahomes, but that doesn't mean you should.
Right.
Now, because Patrick Mahomes can elevate a wide receiver room that's below average better than he can perform behind an offensive line that's below average.
I agree.
Um,
I agree. I do think a lot of that also these days has to do with his own injuries and his age too. I'm not saying that he's old, but he's not a rookie anymore, right? And he doesn't move the same way that he used to,
and this is a big major injury,
right? And
like first since he's been in the NFL.
You know, his first few years, he was very evasive. He was able to extend the play. He doesn't have that capability anymore. His athleticism is not the same as it was, and so I agree with you. I think that that's a great pick there at number 9. Who you got at number 10, Miles?
At number 10, I got the Cardinals swapping with the Bengals to take
Ty
Francis.
Simpson.
No. That's why pick 20 exists. But they're going to swap pick 12, and I assume they're going to throw in pick 65. Maybe Cincinnati would take that to go to number 10 and take Francis Maui-Noa out of Miami. One of, I would say, number 1 offensive lineman as of right now. He has back concerns. He has medical concerns. Now, the validity...
I got back concerns too.
Hey, man, yeah, let's get you in the pads. Let's go. You can play offensive lineman for the Cardinals, too.
I'm big enough. I can make it work.
But...
Come on, Miles Garrett.
Oh, man.
Twice
He's
a
gonna be
year, baby.
scared of you, bro.
He should be.
But I don't want to question the validity of these concerns, but you have those medical concerns, and then you're also having people say that he's going to be a better guard. Now, the Cardinals need a right tackle. That is a black hole.
Mhm.
That was one of the worst position groups I've seen in my life this past season. I know they want to take an offensive lineman at 3.
Well, it's hard when
But-
your quarterback holds the ball for 10 seconds, but
Well, and then Jacoby comes in, and then he's getting killed off the right side
Yeah.
when you know he's going to take the hit and stay in the pocket. But Cardinals want to draft an offensive lineman at 3, but they know it's going to be a reach.
Mhm.
Now they could trade back. I have them taking Francis Maui-Noa, but you still have Caden Proctor, Spencer Fano, some of these guys, the kid out of ASU. But I know that they really like him. I think he's going to be a good prospect, and they're going to make him a top 10 pick.
right on. Well, at number 10, I don't have the Bengals trading away that pick. I have them taking Mansour Delane. This was one of the worst defenses in the league last year, and we saw it over and over and over again, where they trot out Joe Burrow to put up 30 points and lose a game. It was embarrassing. It's not something that we want to watch. It's not fun football, and the Bengals defense needs to put it together. Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. He had 27 pass breakups and 8 interceptions last season. That's great. Right? That's what you want to see. This is a team that needs to generate takeaways. They need to stop, especially in the red zone, you know?
In a division like that, too.
Right. They just lost a big defensive lineman. That's a huge deal, right? And they lost him to a divisional opponent. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, why watch PFF, Bleacher Report, ESPN when you can just come to the 2-point perspective for your mock drafts? But we got our last segment. We're going to round it out here with athlete or actor. It always makes its comeback. We got 3 of them today. Said we both have a theme, but we'll figure it out as we get into it.
I don't have a theme.
Well, what did you
But
say?
I have a fun one.
You have a fun one.
And I was going to ask John to see if he could actually insert a clip of this. But I couldn't find a good clip. It was all just hot garbage. And so I'm really excited still for you guys for us to get there. So
Okay. Well, I'll start us off. Patrick Sweeney.
actor.
He's an athlete who represented the U.S. in cycling events.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is an actor name for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sween Dog.
Okay, just wait.
Are these all Sweeneys? You got Sydney Sweeney on there next?
No, the athlete. That's too easy.
Okay.
Um.
All right. Cillian Murphy.
Oh, Cillian Murphy. It's an
Mm,
actor.
It's not Cillian. It's Cillian Murphy.
K. With a K.
No, it's with a C.
It's with a C, but it's
Oh,
Cillian Murphy.
I've always heard it as actor.
Well, you heard wrong. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
It
Well, now
is
I know.
spelled Cillian.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, famous for Oh, he's been in a lot of stuff. What wasn't the
Oppenheimer, Peaky
Oppenheimer.
Blinders. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job, Miles. Who you got next?
Miles Jeffrey?
Say that again. Batman Begins.
Oh yeah, Batman Begins. Miles Jeffrey
Miles.
with a Y.
It's just all your name. Is the last one your middle name? What's your middle name, Miles?
Daniel.
Daniel?
No, it's not.
Oh, dang it. So Miles what?
Jeffrey.
Miles Jeffrey. Miles Jeffrey. I'm gonna say athlete.
He's an actor. He's voice acted
Getting cooked.
and had Disney Channel appearances.
Okay. All right. Miles. Kelly Harrington.
Athlete.
Kelly Harrington is an Olympic boxing champion.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What? U.S.
Sure.
That sounds American. Yeah, that's American enough.
Actually, I think my theme. I think I went with Irish. So I think she's Irish.
Oh, improbable. Lucky.
Yeah.
There we go.
Improbable. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Number 3, Miles Hartsfield.
Is she Irish? Yeah. Okay. I went with
He's Irish.
Miles Hartsfield.
Yeah.
Miles's heart is always field with love.
That was
For
beautiful.
this, for this show.
Do that in an Irish accent, maybe it's.
And then you can say it to Kelly.
Yeah. Right.
And she'll give you a little 1-2.
Hartsfield. I'm gonna say actor or actress.
Actress.
Hey, I'm
Miley
no
Hartsfield.
judgment here.
Yeah.
You know?
He's an athlete, undrafted player who carved out a
Wow,
role
0
for the
for
Panthers.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, say that again.
He was an undrafted player for the Panthers.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Miles, you're gonna love this one. Rosie Malari.
I'm gonna say actress.
Actress.
Mm-hmm.
So I have athlete here, but she could also be an actor, an actress. And I'm going to tell you why. Miles, have you ever heard of hobby horsing?
No.
You've never heard of hobby horsing?
Mm-mm.
I really wish we had the clip now. Well, Rosie Malari is recognized as a top contender and the queen of hobby horsing, often placing first in international and U.S. championships.
How do you spell that last name?
Mulari.
Malari.
You don't know what hobby horsing is, though, Miles? Oh man, I really should have pulled up a clip here. Why don't you pull up a clip of hobby horsing?
Me?
Do you know what it is? No, you don't have to.
I know.
Oh my god.
If you guys at home don't know what hobby horsing is, I highly, highly recommend that you pull up a clip of it
I used
because
to do this as a kid.
I bet you'd be a number one contender, Miles.
That is not at all what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, right here,
Yeah, we'll put a clip in
right about here,
Just draw me
like a box of hobby horsing. Here, is that good? Right over my face. Just put Rosie Malari right over my face. It'll be great. Hobby horsing, though, if you guys don't know, I'll explain it to you now that John has put in a clip after the fact. If you guys remember being a kid and having like a fake horse on a stick
Mhm.
and like riding it around your yard, that's what hobby horsing is, and it is done competitively by adults.
Who knew that's what they were made for?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they do. Yes, they do. There's a lot that goes into that. In fact, I was listening to an interview about it, and they actually, I was listening to Rosie's interview, and she said that they usually all make their own horses, and it takes them like 21 hours to make a horse. So it is no joke for them. I did see some other people like this one Finnish girl. It's really popular in Finland. There's this other Finnish girl, and she was like carrying it through a train station. And she said that she was on the train, and some guy was like, "Hey, can I buy that from you?" He's like trying to buy her hobby horse from her. And she's like, "No, it's not for sale. I need this for a competition." And he was like hassling her for her hobby horse.
You're gonna be like, no animals on the train, man. God, they
But
make their own.
Well, so it gets even better because man, I'm gonna have to find these clips and I'll maybe I'll bring them for the next episode. But there are these two guys. They're also podcasters. But I didn't want to steal their content, so that's why I didn't grab this. But this is funny too. They went to a hobby horsing practice, and they were just trying to figure out some more details about it. And the girls that were there were like telling them about the horses as they're holding them between their legs, and they're like, yes, this one's she's very misbehaved. She's like, she's not very good. And he's like, oh, well, what about his horse? And she's like, no, she's a good one. She's not spunky like yours or something. And so it is very serious for them. They are not playing around, and apparently hobby horsing is very, very
Where do
serious.
I sign up?
I would love to see you in a hobby horsing competition. And I think, Miles, that for Dual Threat Bet Season 3, the punishment should be that you have to enter a hobby horsing competition.
You know what we
That's
could
what
do?
that's what I think.
You know what would be good? Not entering a hobby horsing competition, because that might be tough to find, but maybe the loser has to ride a hobby horse through a really populated area. Like maybe like downtown on a Saturday night or something like that.
I was gonna say we organized with the Nevada women's football team and put on a halftime performance of one of us doing that.
You know what?
We set up some obstacles.
You know what? I think I know somebody that has some connections with the Nevada Storm, and I think
Yeah.
that we might just be able to organize that, Miles. I'll have to reach out and see what kind of conversations that I can have. But I'm only gonna do that if you lose, because I have a reputation to maintain, and
That's fine.
it can't be squandered like that. What you got, John?
Well, we just lost the entire hobby horsing community. You think that
I'm
it's,
sorry,
bad
guys.
for your reputations.
We had you for a good 6
Oh
minutes.
man, all three of them, they're all gone.
Yeah.
If you are a hobby horser, I do apologize.
That's-
I apologize for potentially offending you. However, hobby horsing is ridiculous. That is an absolutely
I mean, that's
ridiculous thing.
yeah, but
If you're above the age of 18, you absolutely should not be riding a fake horse on a stick. I'm sorry.
had I known that it was a thing when I was like 2 and I was playing with mine,
Right.
I could have made a career out of
Right.
it.
Right. You would have been stoked.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right. And then you turn 18 and you realize that it's
you can't ride your your lobby horse to school anymore, son.
can't ride your hobby horse to school anymore. Yeah, can't ride it to college.
Hobby horse, yeah. You lock it into the bike chains. Like people, this is a sought out item. Somebody's gonna steal this.
Well, hey,
I'm gonna have my ride home from school. Yeah.
that guy on the train, dude.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was all over that girl's hobby horse. I don't think I don't think that we're losing probably the American like hobby horse community because I don't think that there is a very big American hobby horse community. I think that it
This is where it starts.
I think that yeah, right. You're right.
gonna be the
We actually
Presidents,
are.
the founders, and the
I think that it's really big in Finland though. So we might have just lost the entire country.
Look up the Reno convention schedule, and you might find a hobby horse.
I was thinking like Reno does host a lot of
we have
events
a
here.
lot
Mhm.
of we have
Yeah.
a lot of different communities that
Right.
that do like coming through our little town. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was even just for like a day or just a booth.
Here, let's
somewhere.
let's
Just
let's
A
look
hobby
this up actually.
horsing event, you know, like a
just
meet and
check in.
greet.
Just check in for the next Reno rodeo too.
Here, we're
That's gonna be the
gonna
new
look
event.
right now. Wow, there actually is a Reno hobby horse community. And events often open at all ages for charity at
Yes!
the Reno Livestock Event Center.
Yes, we're
Um,
signing up.
we
We're making our own. Come on.
you're gonna be the one losing. Okay, so actually, a Saturday hobby horse class takes place on April 11th. This just happened. Actually, what
No!
5 days ago?
This is evil. When's the next
Oh,
one?
man, I don't know. We're gonna find out, and we will get back to
All
you
right,
guys.
turn on post notifications
Um,
for that.
for
and-
hobby horsing.
Yeah, we're
I
going.
really think
we're
that
getting a
that should
lesson.
be. I really think that that should be the punishment. 100%. I think that that should be the punishment. Is that you have to enter a
We'll do it.
competition.
I'm
yeah.
down.
I'm also down. Actually,
That's gonna
I'd
be so embarrassing.
That would
Oh
be
my god.
awesome. Be so good. I'm pretty sure that we could probably just go to the store and buy one. Just buy like a cheap fake one,
How does
and
it
then
take them 21 hours.
I don't know, but they put a lot of effort into them. And I'll, you want me to make?
We need to make our, we need to
Okay,
make our
that
own.
would be funny actually if we made our own and they're just like completely ridiculous. They suck.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. That's our show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. And remember, if your season comes down to the play-in, Miles, you were never a contender, just a participant. We'll see you next week.